a simple mineral can help you manage pain. Magnesium, let's talk about it. On my magnesium masterclass that I do once a month, where we just go deep, Lynn asked this question about pain, and it really made me want to dive a little bit deeper, excuse me, and go into the different layers that magnesium creates in your body, that the layers that you can utilize for your pain. Because if you are someone that deals with chronic pain, migraine pain, it takes away the very essence of who you are. It makes things harder. It makes it that you're focused on managing your pain instead of living. You have to create a disconnect in your body. And I want to dive deeper and help you understand. Lynn wanted to know, okay, which should I use? The spray, the cream? And so let's really go into why magnesium soaking is day and night difference from the spray and the cream, but the spray and the cream can be incredibly beneficial. For example, if you have a leg cramp, I would go the spray or the cream. And for most people, not all, but most people, that will be beneficial. Let me throw out my disclaimer right here. My name is Kristen. I'm a magnesium advocate. I am not a doctor. I'm not prescribing or diagnosing. You and I are just sharing some thoughts. I'd love to know where you're coming in from. If you've been on the live before, I would absolutely love to see that, where you're from. When I've got tight shoulders from being on the computer too long, magnesium cream or spray is where I would go. If I want to protect my neurons and to manage my pain centers, spray and cream aren't going to do that. It's a mismatch of expectations, and that creates a gap. And in that gap, health drains. Reducing gaps is an incredibly important process as we're creating or maintaining our health. When you have chronic pain and you're wanting to manage those receptors and protect the neurons, soaking in magnesium, achieving cell saturation of 3.3 or 6.3 or above, will help protect neurons. Here's what happens when you have chronic pain or chronic tension or chronic inflammation. It sends on that pathway that the transmission and the communication is going for your pain. It's constantly fired up. It's constantly excited. It's got impulses. Think of it almost like a lightning strike. You know, when you see lightning and there's that pulse of energy that happens. I imagine it going down the pathway like that, and it lights it up. But if you're constantly lighting up that pathway, your neurons get exhausted. Think of our muscles. When I'm weightlifting, I can't do that constantly. I need time for that muscle to repair and then go back in and do it again. When you have chronic pain or tension that is just constant, you're lighting up that pathway and weakening the neurons, and they have to be protected. They need to be protected. Magnesium protects them. Magnesium helps to, oh, good morning, Robin. So nice to have you here, waving hello. Magnesium protects those neurons. And when the neuron is protected, it sends the signal more efficiently. So let's jump back to the pain centers. the NMDA receptors. That pain center is like a little brain, and it sends the impulses for pain. So think of it going along the pathway, the receptor is sending the impulse. Well, guess what? If you don't have enough magnesium in your body, that receptor never closes. It never shuts off. And is what can happen is the receptor stays open, and it's open and it's communicating the same thing. There's pain, there's pain, there's pain. When in actuality, the pain is gone or reduced, but there was no magnesium to close the receptor. That's the role that magnesium plays in your pain receptors. It closes them. Good morning. Is that Andra? That's a beautiful name. Andra? Anyway, good morning. So glad to have you here. And so that pain, oh, Angela, waving. I'm excited for you to be here too. Thank you for sharing with me that you're here. And I love seeing the faces, and that's what just lights me up. So that pain receptor is stuck open, still saying the same thing over and over, like over and over and over. And the pain doesn't get shut down. That's where it's an absolute mismatch. And I'm so grateful that Lynn asked this question. If you would like to be a part of my magnesium masterclass, that happens in the Good Journal, which is something that I send out to your email, and it is a monthly class, no cost. And we show up on Zoom so I can see your faces, and we dive a little bit deeper, and I'm able to answer more questions and just share a little bit. It's a little bit longer than these lives and a little bit more in depth. And Shelly's been officially invited to every time we hang out together. And is what she's doing is she's working on the comments and when they posting them and making sure the links are there so that I can just focus on sharing any information that might lift and support you along your journey. So if anybody wants to hop on and say, Shelly, you're the best, thank you, because you can't see her face, but oh, the role that she plays, it is so beneficial and so helpful. Good morning from Idaho. I love that. We were just there not too long ago. That pain receptor needs to be shut down. It absolutely needs to be shut down. And if you don't have enough magnesium, the pain receptor will continue to send that signal, wearing out the pathway, wearing out the neuron, making it more excitable. Think when you're stressed, everything, well, for me, let me know. I would love to know. Christina, good morning. And I saw Trisha also, good morning. I would love to know if this is your experience also. When my stress levels are up, everything gets to me a little bit more. I find myself getting a little bit more irritated more easily. Have you experienced that? Throw it up in the comments, yes or no. The same thing happens on that pathway with your neurons. If it is constantly lit up, it steps into that place of smaller things aggravated. And so you feel that pain more intensely because it's worn out from constantly being lit up. Now, that takes us to, and I want to check our time. We're good on time. We'll end at 9:30. This happens every week on social media at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time on Facebook and YouTube. And I'm so glad you're here. Let's talk about the role that constant being lit up plays in your magnesium levels. When you have chronic pain or any kind of pain, think of it, and not dismissing any pain, because pain is pain and it hurts. The level of pain that you're in determines how much magnesium your body needs. So if you have a lot of chronic pain, you are going to need to soak more often to maintain cell saturation, to protect that pathway, to protect those neurons. And when that neuron is always lit up and excited and sending those lightning bolts down that pathway that you experience in your body as pain, it takes even more magnesium and it puts you in fight or flight. And when you are in fight or flight, you're not healing, because the goal is to get out of pain. Pain is actually a way your body is communicating to you something's off. Please take care of this area. For example, this morning I woke up a little sore, but it was because of the workout I did yesterday. I did a new Pilates. I am really sore. I really moved and pulled those muscles. So it's not from pain of an issue, but working my muscles, and now I need to be in repair mode for those muscles. When you're in the pain of your body is sending that signal, that puts you in fight or flight. Healing happens in rest and renew. Right now, I don't know where you're at. If you can, I want you, excuse me, let me grab some water. If you're able to, I want you to take a big deep breath, and we'll hold it, and then we'll push it out as far as you can, as deeply as you can. And as you do that, I want you to notice your core muscles, okay? So I'm going to move the mic so when I blow out that it's not like annoying. So let's take that big deep breath. Hold it. Blow out. Do you feel those core muscles tightening? Stronger core muscles help you manage pain. So that's something that I do a lot throughout the day. I can do it anywhere. I do it a lot at my desk when I'm working. I do it when I'm in the boardroom. If it's just my husband, I do it. If I'm in a meeting with other people, I don't. But that is such a great way to remind you to activate that core. Like right now, I'm on a bouncy ball because it helps me to activate that core muscle, which is good for your bladder, which is good for your pain centers. It just activating that core and having a strong core is how we get to that point that we're not chasing symptoms. If you're chasing symptoms, oh, I'm focused on my thyroid, and now I'm focused on my bladder, and now I'm focused on my thyroid, and your experience is not getting it better, that could be a sign that you're chasing symptoms. And so you're looking for help outside of your body instead of what I think is a better way is to go and start here and push the health out here. Now, there are tools. There are so many tools that we can use. Oh, Sharon, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. I hope that that was beneficial to you. And remember, I'll be asking at the end of this call, what was your important information, that moment that lit your brain up and you got that connection to something that you need to take action on? Because by sharing that, it will create a hook in your head, and you're actually taking action, getting it out of your head, putting it in the comment section, and that way you're more likely to follow through on that action, because this class doesn't create help. Well, it does in the fact that we're connecting. Action, you taking action is what will create help. So you've got that constant gradual improvement. Oh, what's a good bouncy ball? Janice, is what I will do, because I've gone through a couple of them now. And the one that I'm on is my personal favorite, and so is what I'll send a link to Shelly, and she will add that to my Amazon. And then when you go to my link page, you'll be able to click on the very one. Now, I do receive a small commission from that. And so if you don't want that, use a separate link. But I disclaimer there, I do receive. I have had my bottle of magnesium soap for a while, says Carol. Is there an expiration date, or is this soap good for a long time? Carol, I have the best news for you. It's good for a very long time, indefinite. We've heated it to, for example, we put it in my mom's garage in St. George and just let it sit there all summer long. An unheated garage in St. George gets really hot. We put it in the snow. So we've done lots of testing to determine how do we take care of this magnesium. And the beautiful thing is, it's fine. And it has an indefinite shelf life. Now, when it gets cold, the magnesium will crystallize. And so every time that you use it, you'll need to reshake it back up to just incorporate and make sure that you're not getting like one of your soaks has less magnesium and the other soak has more magnesium. And Shelly just reminded me, I do 2 big sales a year. The one is happening right now. I always do it in July, and it's happening right now, and it's while supplies last for my magnesium products. And if you are in a part of the Good Journal, that's the email list that we get to hang out together, those connections got an extra coupon on top of that. So if you'd like to be a part of the Good Life Journal, where classes go out and extra little bonuses and just reminders, Shelly just put that link where you can put your email in. So that way you don't even have to go to my website. You can click right there, put that email in, and be a part of that. And please, if you have any issues that you're not getting that email when you sign up, please reach out to us. Emails have really changed over the years, and you have to be taking action. And so reach out. If you don't get a welcome email, please reach out to us. Oh, Angela, you're so welcome. Let's hop back into the pain and the magnesium. When the magnesium is lower because of your pain, you have to adjust, and probably soaking 1 time a week is not enough. And so when you've got the pain, we know the pathway is overexcited. We've got to keep it calm. Well, you don't have to. I want to keep mine calm. And I want to make sure that I'm not just making it seem like chronic pain. I guess I come from that filter because I have someone very close to me that deals with chronic daily pain. But this can also be tension. If you constantly have tension in your shoulders, or you're constantly tight in your head, or maybe you have migraines, and so it's not a constant, it comes and goes, we've got to make sure we're protecting those neurons. So let's make sure we're opening up that filter on the information. And we're talking tension can overexcite that neuron pathway too. If you hold a lot of tension, let's do right now, instead of just talk, let's take another physical action if you're in a good spot to do it. And that is just, I like to close my eyes, and closing my eyes and just asking myself, where do I have pain? Where is there tension in my body? And just relaxing. I have to hold my core so I don't fall off my exercise ball, but just spending a minute and doing a little touch base. As I did that, just very quickly, I realized the tension I'm feeling in my body is from that beautiful Pilates that I did yesterday to really lengthen. So my tension, I had a little bit in my shoulders that is also from tension that I carry, but most of my pain. And so I'll make sure I'm in repair mode to do that. But are your feet tight? Do you hold it in your calves? Do you know a lot of people hold it in their back end? A lot of tension is held there. I was going to one of my favorite massage therapists, and she asked me, "Are you okay if I massage your back end?" And I was like, because I really trust you, yes, but this is kind of awkward. I could not believe the tension that I held. And that muscle here is actually directly tied to your bladder and how strong your bladder is. And so, doing things to relieve that tension, a simple thing you could do is find a partner, a spouse, friend, girlfriend, mother, daughter, brother, whomever you feel comfortable with, and using the sticks that have the rolling balls on them and having them roll as you lay on your stomach, having them roll all over your body with just the amount of pressure that's good for you. That can help relieve that tension. You hold onto your magnesium more efficiently when you don't have tension in your body, and it strengthens your bladder. Like win, all the way around. Maybe that's your action item today. Maybe that is that area that you're like, oh, that would be pretty simple. I can do that. Taking action is incredibly important after this life. The more quickly you can take a little action, the better that you will be. Let me grab a little bit of water. And let me go over here. Okay. Oh, yesterday on my Instagram stories, I held up, and I don't have one here at my desk. I used the sample I shared, the picture, I already used it. And it's a cocoa and cream magnesium product that is being labeled. We've got the samples, it's being labeled. Samples will start going out in orders soon. And probably end of next week, that'll be ready. Um, oh, oh, and Andra, my significant other recently had knee replacement. Knee replacement is one. Keep those magnesium levels up, and I hope their bend is getting to that place that's really good. Having somebody, I've done this for numerous people. I've been like, you've got to keep that bend, because when you have a knee replacement, you want to curl in because it's painful. And when you do that, you lose that bend. And that time right after that knee replacement, making sure that someone else besides just the person who has the knee replacement is keeping that bend, because that determines the bend they'll have the rest of their life. Don't have a big enough dish for both feet. Can he soak one foot for 30 minutes and still uptake? Okay, so I have a couple of solutions for that. Yes, absolutely, he can soak 1 foot, and that is better than not soaking at all. There is, on Amazon, there is a pan, glass. I don't think it's the brand Pyrex. And if Shelly can find that, if you can find that link on Amazon, and it might need to be added later. It can accommodate up to a size 15 wide foot, the width and the length. And it is, I think it runs about $26, $28, where most people can thrift them, find them at the thrift store. Those that have smaller feet, That one I've never seen at a thrift store or even a local like big box store, but you can find those on Amazon. And I will make sure that Shelly and I find that link and put it in the comments. It'll probably happen after the live. But yes, soaking 1 foot is better than nothing. Okay, started your post-op PT yesterday. Oh, nodded head to toe, head to toe. Think I'll soak for a few minutes tonight. Yeah, and the other thing we need to remember, when we have that stress, we're shooting cortisol, and cortisol breaks down bladder. And so that stress and tension that we're holding in our body is deleting the magnesium that protects our neurons and pain centers, and it's also breaking down bladder function. Katrina, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here, and I love that picture of your fur baby. Oh my gosh, I wish I could get mine to wear glasses, but I don't think he would. That is a great picture. When you soak in magnesium, yes, your feet do the majority of the uptake, but you can also do it in a bath. So you can absolutely put the same amount, quarter cup, you don't need to use more, put it in the bathtub. When people get in the bathtub, here's my number one concern that I want to make sure everyone knows. We have a tendency to put our feet on the edge of the tub, and you would think, oh, my body is in the bathtub, so I'm absorbing it. But you do not absorb the magnesium to the level of having your feet be the point of contact with the water. So whether that's in a glass bowl, a glass Pyrex casserole dish, or the bathtub, no plastic, no aluminum, those kinds of things. So a glass bowl, a glass Pyrex, the bathtub are great options. We just want our feet in contact with the water. Okay. Carol, can you over soak with the magnesium soak? You can, in the fact that if you're already at 6.3 and you're soaking 5 times a week, let's figure out how to decrease your soaking and maintain 6.3. Now, that answer is coming through the filter of, I always want the smallest amount of input from me for my health with the biggest impact. And so I would want to know, okay, after the 30-day challenge, where are my magnesium levels at? Because that will help determine. And remember, I'm not a doctor, not prescribing or diagnosing, just sharing with you my thoughts for you to make the best decision for you. 3 times a week would not be too much. And there is no, when you take too much orally, there's downsides. When you soak, there's not the issue because it's not a synthetic, isolated nutrient. And so soaking in transdermal magnesium, not diluted from flakes, not watered down, and from the cleanest source, that's a much different way, and you don't have the issues of overusing like you do. I don't want to be higher than 6.3, and I want to do the minimum amount of soaking. If you skipped, Amy, this is a great question. If you skipped soaking for a couple weeks and you didn't test, should you do the 30-day soak again? And there's a couple of different ways to approach this. And the only great way is what works for you. You could do like a 2-week and say, okay, I'm going to do a little mini challenge. I'm going to do 2 weeks and then I'm going to go soak. Or you could step in and say, you know what? I really want those numbers to be accurate. I am going to do the 30-day challenge again and then determine. And either way works. It's just what's the best for you. Okay, we have come to the end of our time together, and this is my favorite spot. In the beginning, I asked, watch for that piece of education, that connection you made to what you and I talked about today, and share it in the comment section. It's a simple way for you to take action. You get stuck in your head if you just learn. And our world has changed so much, and the overload of information can create that gap where our health falls through the gap. Taking action, putting it in the comment section will help you not experience as much overwhelm. What's that one piece of information that was important to you? I'd love to know. We'll wait here maybe about 30 more seconds and see if anybody comes up. I would love to invite you to our Magnesium Masterclass that happens. The next one will happen on the first Monday in August. And if you'd like to join me there, it's a little bit longer class. We go a little bit more in depth. That is sent out to the Good Journal. And thank you, Shelley, for posting that link. You can go right on this link, put your email in, and you will be added to that email list. Oh, Karen, I love this. Take the time to sit and feel the tension or pain in my body. Karen, it's so powerful because we all get disconnected, right? We stay in our heads. We're focused on getting things done. If you have chronic pain or tension, you get disconnected even more. And that disconnect makes it harder to create health. And just taking that time to do a scan, I think of a flashlight and I just shine the flashlight all over my body, and that really helps me to tune in to what's going on. Just that simple act brings better connection between your mind and your body and is a step to walking away from overwhelm because you're more connected and you're recognizing this is where it's at. Lisa, your aha moment today was working on the core and doing the deep breaths throughout the day. I love doing the one where and everybody has different counts on what they do. So breathe in, hold it. I like to hold it for 8 seconds. That's what works best for me. Play around, see what works for you. And then blow it out forcefully as far as you can. And that experience of that tightening is what we need to be focused on throughout the day. And not like it takes all of our focus away, but just in the background. And I've added little things that I can do to help that. For example, my little bouncy ball. I have to hold on to that core or else I'm sliding off of it. Janice, breathing to help pain. Now, sometimes a person in chronic pain when my husband, many of you know, he's a double amputee, BTK, or below the knee, double amputee. And a nurse came in and he was in incredible pain. We're still in the hospital from the amputation. And the nurse came in and said, breathe. I need you to breathe to help your pain. And in a way, it felt very like she invalidated the pain. Like, what? Breathe through this kind of pain? It does add a layer. Doing that breath work helps you manage pain. Now, it doesn't take away all the pain, but it helps your body to manage it more efficiently and to keep those pathways so they're smooth and not overexcited and not worn down. And it helps you hold on to more magnesium. Tension, pain, and chronic pain deplete your magnesium levels and make that pathway not work and function as well as it should. And we want strong, well, I'll say, I want strong communication on those pathways. Yeah. Oh, I love that. Thank you. Okay. Just looking at all the comments, I loved it. Thank you for being with me today. I go live on Facebook and YouTube every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard. And we also send out to the Good Life Journal, we send out a reminder, and to our texting, we send out a reminder with the link right there. So if you would like those, join that texting group, join that email, and you'll get a reminder, hey, I'm going live, and you can click right on the link. And I'd love to have you here if it's a good fit for you. Thanks for being with me. I love the connection. I love the back and forth today. That helps me walk away feeling so connected, and that decreases cortisol. If you're walking away today feeling connected, feeling like you are a part of community, you took a step toward being healthy. Thank you to all of those people who left comments and helped me create community, because getting healthier or maintaining your health is about taking action. And when we're in community, we're stronger and our cortisol goes down. And I love being with you today. Thank you. And I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Oh, yes. Happy 4th. I hope you have a great weekend. I know I've got family coming and I'm super excited. So yes, thank you, Janice, for helping me remember that.